Hey everyone, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Yeah, it's time to have an episode again on my channel. It's episode number 15, and I am joined by the whole crew. So first of all, hey there to the lady designer.
Hello.
There. Mr. Mike Sheets is also here. Hello.
You can't make jokes about that, Mike. No.
I mean,
no.
he can do. Oh God. And we've got Sylph with us, who is actually not ill and not thick this time.
Yo, when I think disease is sweeping the whole world, that's the one time when I'm not sick. So.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we are here today in episode number 15. And, it's a little bit complicated, so I'm going to do a little intro today. I'm so sorry for that, but I just went nuts this week. And so here's a little disclaimer. This episode is going to be freaking long. If you've got something to do today, maybe you could consider watching this in a few episodes, because this is going to be around 50 minutes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the time together with us. This is just a little warning, but now back to the episode. I have a whole bunch of material, in total nearly 15 hours, so 14 and a half hours of recording material, not included the preparation and testing. So I needed to split that somehow and put that into different parts. So we are starting with a little time lapse here. Then we go over into a tour where we look at what I built in the first time lapse. We are going to experience a whole new area. I said I won't do it, but well, you know me. And then, but it's not as big, don't worry. And then
It was only 15 hours, but it's not that big. Don't worry, guys. It's not that big. It only took him oh my goodness.
Oh God, yeah, never mind. And then we stop it again. We watch a second time lapse, and then we continue the tour after that one to look at everything in the end of the tour. And the cool bit is it's actually one route, so we don't need to jump between things. We can just follow one path, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ragged time lapse, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Just stop for 5 seconds.
Oh, we're stopping again.
Did you do
What were you doing in the
during a
meantime?
live stream or something?
No. Actually, what I was doing, I had a very hard time with the thing, and I was thinking how I can make this look a little more smooth and stuff. So I was actually just staring at it and thinking about how I do it without the Z fighting. I'm totally honest here, because this thing went through, I think, 4 or 5 design iterations. Wow. I don't know. I can give you the reason why.
God. I could have told you that the curve like that is going to be incredibly difficult to put on an angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my idea was, so you put that wonderful sign there, and I loved it right away, but I had one main issue with this, and this was the color. Mm-hmm. I love the color, but it was kind of hard to blend it in with the bit more muted colors of the buildings in the background, so especially the Dutch-inspired buildings. And I wanted to create something that works a bit better with the reflections in the water, and with something more desaturated in the environment. So this is why I chose to go with a lot of concrete, a lot of grayish tones that, kind of make it a bit more embedded into this area. Okay. And I wanted to have this little reflection going on of the pond in front. So when you go in there, you have this wonderful reflection of this cool font and of the colors. They really have a cool little shimmer effect in the water. Yeah. But the problem was, I was kind of happy with how it turned out. But the problem effectively was that from the people's perspective, it blocked, at least for me, too much of your wonderful buildings in the background. So in the tour later on, you will see there is a little bit of a change in positioning, which is not included in the time lapse. Again, I just went in again and changed again. I just didn't want to do it again. But anyways, so this is why I chose to go with it. And I basically made this whole entrance area now somehow finished.
Oh, I'm really excited to see that.
No, I'm really glad that's finally happening, because this is the one point in the middle of the park right at the entrance, which has always been kind of untouched, and I've been too afraid to actually touch it. So I'm really glad you're getting to it now.
Yeah.
You can already tell the shimmering in the water. It looks really cool. I think it's gonna have a really cool effect when we look at it when it's finished.
Yeah, and also different times of days actually work wonder because the sun is really going around in a nice way. So you have this the whole day in different angles and different color shapes, so to say.
Oh, nice.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you get this, it's still a very powerful water element, because the thing with the sign is that it kind of also blocks the view of the lake a tiny bit, or at least how prominent it is. So now the fact that you bring some water in front of it still retains the sort of very, just the sense of water, I don't know, that you get when you walk into this entrance area.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to bring something water-ish again in front of it, also to mimic what the lake has started, so to say. Yeah. And then I took one of your wonderful, it actually was one of the wall pieces, the columns you used for the wall, and then I used this there. But yeah, there's already the first bigger cut I needed to do, as I said. I created a little, what is that? It's more like a little shop, which is actually usable because I built it in a way so we can always stick an ATM into it. And people will interact with this little thing.
Oh, that's really cool.
And since I thought, okay, one is not enough, I made another vending machine. I wanted to do this for such a long time. I was just like, okay, let's do it. And I made like a little proper vending machine. I'm still very confused why we don't have any.
We will get vending machines now because of Planet Coaster. They will give it. I bet you.
That's fine then. I mean,
but it's always when you create something custom, then they're like, oh, let's add it. They always did that in Planet Coaster. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I'm still confused why it's not in.
I kind of agree. Yeah.
This thing is super good, by the way, though. It's really convincing.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, even though it's kind of
even the thing that moves
generic.
up and down and like removes them. That's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this little tilt thing that makes them roll into this kind of dispenser.
Oh, very cool.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, I also branded it, obviously. Pip Shot Water.
Oh, cool.
Sure. I mean, we need it. So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Amazing.
But surely we're going to have free tap water at the park as well, right?
Yeah, it could actually be free, even though I included some kind of little money dispensing area we can put it in. But yeah, now I have to say, Mike, you basically put me into what I'm doing right now here. It's your fault, so to say. I love the idea that you gave a little dedication to Koali Beach, actually. So I decided to go on with that and make it a bit more in detail and give it a proper area.
Oh, this is so cool. I love that.
Yeah, the idea is to make like a little model.
Oh,
I'm honest
that's
here.
So cute.
I'm honest here. I just kept it simple because, again, I did several designs and I could have gone a lot more into detail. And I cannot understand how all these people like Ricey and stuff work so much with these small pieces.
It's amazing, right?
God, it's so annoying. I was happy when I transported the idea, you know? I was fine. It's okay. See, that's it. The idea is translated. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but I even brought in the looping coaster here. So... Just kidding, but it's like, I don't know. I just wanted to have something that, is kind of a little nice tribute to Koali Beach, because you started with this wonderful shop and I thought, okay, why not dedicate a little area to it? As you can see, I also relocated your shop a little bit, but that's because of another thing. And oh god,
this is
really
so
cool.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's quite tall, so it's gonna be hard to look into it, but there you go, there's a staircase attached to it.
Yeah.
Beach resort. Oh, I love this. This is
awesome.
so cool.
What in the world?
Also, that is a very Koali Beach-ish building, so that really fits in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thatch pieces are kind of cool, I have to say. Like they're really good.
Much better than Planet Coaster for sure.
Yep. Totally agree. But yeah, there we go already with the time lapse. And that said, we are already in. Well, now jumping over to the real time part. Let me just
You're
quickly
an insane person. Do you know that?
start the. What did you say?
I agree. I agree.
This is coming from an insane person. I'm calling you an insane person.
It's really insane. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But now we are looking at it now in real time, okay? So it's time to turn around. There we go.
Ooh.
And this is now the final design of it. And you can see now, okay, I chose a time of day where it is a bit more hidden in the colors anyways. But yeah, so as you go in, you can see, there you go. This is where you get this little shimmer effect in here. And yeah, it's a bit more hidden behind that water thing. Main reason is when you come in, as you can see, it blends in perfectly with the little railing on the other side of the buildings. So you don't block the buildings, and you have a bit of movement on there. You don't block the people. You know what I mean? So it's actually, you really have a cool look, and you can still read it. It's still okay. So that's what I wanted to do. And here is also a little dedication in the water.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So yeah, I guess we just used so many of those. I was like, okay, we need to do this.
Can you maybe switch the time?
Yeah, sure.
Let's
just do this.
This is a great looking time though, with the sun like that.
No, I don't like it. It's shadows. I don't like shadows.
Yeah, it was actually for
I
a
love
reason,
this
but
way more. It's so much more clear.
Yeah,
and
the shadow was chosen for a reason, so I need to make sure now to be careful with the movement of the camera. But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so this is the entrance. Actually, for all the time that went into it, it's not that much. Maybe I can just show you a little bit on here. I did also do these planters here. I just made sure that we have like a clean a little curb going on here on this side, and on the other side with the same. So that goes all the way up, and if we go around, you can see there's where the sign is, and then you have this wonderful. I just go over here. I can just see it again. So you don't really do not block the view. I'm not really happy with the backside though. We need maybe a little bit more work to make this thing look a bit more nice from the backside, but
yeah, I think that needs some work, but I do like the combination of the pillars behind next to the sign and how that works with the actual entrance tower.
Yeah, exactly. Really nice. So I tried to make sure that this again follows this. It almost is like opening up the view, you know. It gets like this is very narrow, then you have something opening up, and then these two open up even more, and so it opens the view to these buildings. Yeah. So yeah, I think you saw that even in the time lapse that I was moving a lot of times into your gate and trying to look from over there. Yeah, just okay. So now we go over here. This is just a little that is almost like a little kiosk thing. That could be someone, and then it's the ATM is hidden in here.
So adorable.
All the bottles in here. You can just get it. And if we move to the left side. There you go. It's a free roaming vending machine. It's only here as a test, so we can always move it around.
So awesome.
But yeah, so that's it. I love the idea that you can have the bottles behind that, you know. So actually, the normal vending machines you can find on the workshop, or as they were in Planet Coaster, obviously, they were always closed. You couldn't see what's in. It's kind of graphic. And here it's actually having some depth. So it's
really nice.
Well, that's how it is. Yeah, and then this is the little Koali area. And we can just step up here and then have a look into Koali Beach.
I love
That's
it.
So cool.
It's so cute. So adorable.
Good.
Really well done.
Okay. So, are you ready?
It actually works out super well with the art pieces as well. It just gives it a very cartoony, kind of video game style vibe.
The only problem is that people are throwing all their little pieces now on top of it.
They don't like the pictures.
Screw Koali Beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw my litter at you.
Yeah.
All right. So, that was just a subtle beginning now to this episode. I hope you liked it so far. Was a bit of, filling gaps, giving a little dedication. Okay, now, I give you a little introduction what's going to happening now.
Okay.
You can see there is something peeking through over here. So I had a little talk with Mike, I think weeks ago already, right? And when Mike was introducing the path leading to Upper Sumatra, where you have first of all, the Asian temple you did, lady, and then there's the path leading there. And we were talking about what could be there, and what could make sense, to use that area in a proper way. And I like the idea of the circular design of the micro house so much that I thought it kind of would be cool to have something that follows this idea of the circular building style, to bring the people up, but having a bit of an explorative feel to it. And the only thing I wanted to do is I wanted to test if that could work, and I ended up having so much fun that I just continued. And basically I implemented 2 new animals.
Oh, really? 2?
That's 2.
Wow,
And-
just casually dropping that, huh?
There we go. So this is the area we were looking at right now.
Oh, I love that you're using a very
it's
similar
so
style
beautiful.
to the dome itself. It's really
It's actually the same
continuation.
dome. Yeah, it's the same dome. I just slightly changed the style a bit, so it fit a bit nicer into the area, and the pillars would all work. But before we go there, let me just show you one thing. I didn't finish that. I hope you can forgive me. But I wanted to have, like, this is the area where your shop was, where your little Koali shop was. And I liked it a lot, and I thought, okay, it would be nice to still have something here, so I put this little custom one, because I wanted to make like a terrace-looking thing, that you have this wonderful view over here to the temple.
That's
Because
cool.
I loved it so much
that's
that
a
I
good sightline.
still kept this open here. And yeah, if we look here to the left, you can see there's our new friend, the bird's tapir. And I mean, actually, this is the wrong species of tapir, or the wrong type of tapir. But since we don't have the other one in, they're somewhat similar looking. Even like the colors are okay. I think the one that you would find in Indonesia has more like it's kind of a very split look. It's like one side white, one side like really black. But yeah, how's it called? Do you guys know that? I forgot it again.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Is it
It's
the
not
Malaysian one?
Yeah, I think it is.
If anyone,
yeah, so-
anyone knows, just drop it in the comments.
Just tell us, because I know you're
us,
just
we
dying
forgot.
to.
Yeah. I love
But yeah.
it. It's I love that shelter. It's so cute.
Yeah, maybe Mike, you want to add something to the shelter?
So yeah, when I was doing my week in Upper Sumatra, I designed a bunch of weird structures that had no real purpose or anything. I just threw them off to the side. I'm like, yeah, maybe they'll get used, maybe they won't. And he's made a whole area out of them.
Oh, that's cool.
I really like this area.
So I like it. So again, I will show you after this we went through. I will show you this from above, because there's quite a complicated layout in terms of where the entrances are and stuff. Because the entrance to this habitat is down here, as you can see. There is this little building, and it's beneath the way you go up there. You can see there's one of the tapirs using it over here. They have their shelter, but since tapirs also need something to swim, they have a pond here, and there's basically this area to have a bit of a half-ish underwater view in
Ooh,
here.
I like that.
Nice, yeah.
So you have this, like this opens up, but you still have this little, it almost looks like a bit, this down here is not really cared of too much, you know, it's a bit of greenish stuff, but you can have this look in here. So you kind of...
I really like that. It's so natural. Yeah, I really like that
Yeah, and it really doesn't
idea.
feel like you're looking into a cage, but just that you're exploring into this natural habitat. And the shade
Very
that
cool.
the old parts of the dome creates, that's really cool. Just the play with light there.
Oh, I love this.
And I love that you've got it repeated a little bit further down too, so it totally makes you want to just keep going up this path.
Oh, yeah.
Something I
this is
learned
so
from you, Mike, so when you
good.
audit these things. And this is also how I went. I made some plans. As I can see, this is totally intentional here, that you lose kind of the view into the habitat, because I want to give them some privacy. And I want to make you walk further and not stand here and look into the habitat. So you are forced to walk further. You can see to the left-hand side, I have hidden some things. Oops, there's a wall sticking out. You've not seen that. Yeah, I just didn't fix that. Yeah, you go through another little shade here.
I like this little shade structure.
Oh, I love
From
it.
Tejit Cam, it looks, this dude is very confident about his work. There are basically no guests in here. Sure he is. No work to do.
Yeah, where are the guests? Because the zoo's open.
Yeah, it is, and they do use this path, but I think because these animals are not as exciting as the other ones, and it's not actually
sad.
connected to the pandas right now. So I think if it would be actually connected, they would go here, but at the moment it isn't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, to the left hand side you can already see the next animal, and there is it.
Hey.
The Aldabra tortoise.
Nice.
They made their way in here. So also likely to see in Indonesia, so this is why I chose them to go in here. And yeah, this left-hand side gives you the bit of a shelter view. And if we continue, we walk into the next little viewing
Oh, I
platform.
like that.
Water
on that
features
side.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
So
really
this is-
cool.
That gave me a struggle. Honestly, I didn't want to put stones in and foliage, but I don't know. I worked with these concrete pieces, and it kind of really looked a little bit weird with all the. I needed to get rid of the Z-fighting, and everything is tilted. It always goes up. I think the angle is about like 2 or 3 degrees, and so it created these very ugly edges and little weird things, and so I used the rocks to cover that up and make it look a bit more natural. I think it works.
I like it. It looks very natural.
Addition.
Yeah. And then again, Frontier, I hope you're listening. I still blame you. Let me use these things with actual animals, please.
Yeah.
God.
That'd be nice, yeah.
It's like, I just left it here because I liked it so much, and I didn't want to slap a giant screen in here. So, but yeah, here you get another view into the tapirs area. And again, you're not allowed to see too much of their shelter, still giving them privacy. Same goes here to the left-hand side. And if we look to the right, you can see a bit more of the structure of this little gate entry gate
good.
here.
I like the little hit of color in there too.
Yeah.
It's what I was trying to achieve in my stations, and you've actually kind of hit it here.
Yeah, I did this kind of is implemented in all the build here. I have all these color elements in there every now. You can see this there on the top of the viewing gallery. We have this here a bit more weathered, because these ones are in open weather, so the color is not as shiny as much as it is here because it's a bit more safe down there. And so this is how this is. And the people are going again. See, they only wanted to see the tapir. Need to see the tapir is fulfilled. They can go again.
Poor Galapagos tortoise.
Yeah. If we can go further, there's another shade structure, as you can see. And what you cannot really tell, but I can show you later, it's getting smaller. So this one is like, let's say, I think it's kind of, in terms of total diameter, it's like 20% reduced from your dome. And that one is 40% reduced.
Oh, wow. So you're getting a little bit forced perspective here, too.
Yeah, exactly. So as we go up, also the turns are getting tighter. And you can see this is the opening for the water here, like a little dispensing thing that goes in here. And then it opens up to the left-hand side. But I wanted you not to look there directly. I want you, and this is how it's set up. Let me just go a bit back. So that
you're controlling, Rudy. Is that what you learned from me, too?
So this is what I wanted to force you to. I wanted to force you into this view, exactly. So
I love that.
So you have the
I love that building. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know who did this.
Although there's one thing that bugs me about it, and it's nothing that you did, Delady. It's something in the game. Is that stupid glass piece?
I was about to say like something. I'm just not gonna mention the glass piece that is glitching out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can fix that with something else.
Highly decorative and like.
But I love this viewing. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, and I see a new telescope.
Yeah, this is this is the telescope I showed you already. So I made this originally in beta. A funny story, I made this for my floating lemur island, which obviously is not that realistic, but people were totally right to comment that, how would you supposed to see these freaking animals up there? And I was like, that's a fair point. And so I made this, and I liked the design, and I could actually improve that quite a bit with all the new pieces. Some of the pieces I realized were back then not recolorable, including that switch down here. And so I think it's cool because it's really cool. In scale, and
it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, the old ones were quite bulky.
I really love this one.
Yeah, so it's down here. You have to. I imagine you can even put money in here and then click that in, and it's kind of open because it's blocked here with the wooden piece, and then it would kind of open. Yeah, well, that's it. It's like a telescope. But yeah, what I also did, it's nothing we should keep or whatever. What I did is I basically started with the valley down here only to give that view. So it's really only this area here. I only made this to kind of test the view if it works. But I like it with the sunk idea. There could actually be like a bigger habitat in there for I don't know which animal, but yeah.
I think it's really nice. It's just a fallow area too. Just not put an animal in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that could work. I mean, this is something you would also see in the area. And then, to the left-hand side, the last addition is the view into the tortoise habitat. down here, which I kept fairly simple, I have to say. Also for a reason, like they don't like to have too much in their habitat. And to be honest, these two habitats are just meeting their requirements. Like they are really just meeting their demand for space. So putting more stuff in would make them fairly unhappy. So I left it the way it is. But I think it fits the animal. So
definitely.
I didn't want to make it too crazy.
Yeah, I think it works.
I feel sad for the tortoise having to walk around that whole log with that speed. Poor thing.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They walk around it. It's super sad.
What else do they got to do?
Feel free to change the angle of the log if you feel sad for them.
Yes.
Maybe maybe.
Don't
lift
worry,
it off so
everyone. I will
they can go
save
under
them.
it.
I will give them a better space. If this would be franchise mode, they would actually die because of having to walk around that whole log. They are not on time with their food. It's it's animal abuse. You can't. No, it's not right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we've done a pretty bad job with our tortoises here at Koali Zoo.
Oh man.
But you had another speed build, or was this it?
No,
there's more.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's more.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to show you.
So much.
I'm just going to show you the background here. It's not done yet fully, but this is I completely laid down this backstage area, which is down here. You have all the facilities you need, and then this would be the entrance to the. How the hell did that happen?
Oh, you probably clicked it,
beautiful.
and then it can be frustrating. I think you just
but how
accidentally
does
clicked
the
it.
work? The game should not allow that.
Oh, that's right. It's
yeah.
a path. That's really weird.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling if you try and remove that, it's going to crash.
Oh my god.
Like it's
I'm not
keeping
gonna
the
do
whole
this
zoo
now. Yeah,
together
try it
right
later.
now.
Yeah, not gonna do
Just
that
keep
now.
it. Just keep it.
So we can keep it that way. The tortoise will die because they won't reach the food, and the tapirs will die because the keepers will not reach the tapirs. Good. I get it.
I'm
But
sure
the
it'll be
architecture
fine.
is cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, the architecture's cool.
That's
All right.
matters.
So before we move on into the time lapse, let me just quickly jump out of. So that is how it looks from above.
Really
That's cool.
nice.
And now you can really see like how the circular design is taken. So if we would start from over here, you go that way, and just move around here, and then you sweep around here, and then you go up to the temple.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that is
Very
how it is.
nice.
Yeah. With that in mind, I'm gonna send you the second link now to the wonderful next time lapse. So we're back now in the time lapse, and well, what we're going to do is something that Mike already knew as well, because we were exchanging ideas, and you did kind of give a little bit of foreshadowing last episode. You said actually that it would work pretty well with Sylph's architecture, and actually you were super right. It did work out. So yeah, no real need to spoil something over here. I can just give you the idea because it's gonna be a zipline adventure here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think if there's one thing that you will always find in these areas, in these touristic areas, it's zipline adventure everywhere. It almost feels like if there's a tower and a jungle, you're gonna find that. It's there.
Yeah.
And I just thought this would work so good together with the mountain that Mike created, the Chocolate Mountain, which I forgot the name.
Yeah,
How's
we
that again
actually got the name. Somebody sent it to us.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how it should be translated. There were a couple of suggestions, and I'm very sorry if I butcher pronunciation in general. But most of the people said it should be something like Gunung Kokelat, which is like Chocolate Mountain. But then somebody also said maybe it should be like Bukit Kokelat instead, because that's more like a hill than a mountain. But I feel like we can call it mountain. You know, Chocolate Mountain in Mario Kart is also kind of more of a hill anyway, so I'm sure it's fine.
There you go.
Sorry, that was a bit of a different topic.
No, it's cool.
This thing looks awesome though. God,
Yeah.
it's an alpine adventure.
I think we're gonna get a zipline now too.
Oh yeah.
Zipline
Planet Zoo
in the latest
in the
DLC.
Oh, that would actually be a really cool ride though. If they managed to figure out a way to turn it into a ride,
That would
pretty
be
awesome. I mean, we've
Yeah.
had a lot of talks about, which animals and scenery objects could be added in updates, but haven't heard anything about new rides
Attractions and and anything new to add to zoos. Yeah,
yet.
this is really
So-
cool.
Are you still
It's
here,
just like,
Rudy?
ooh.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not hearing Rudy. Does Rudy have anything to...
I don't hear
explain
Rudy
about
anymore.
it.
Are you still alive?
Well,
Oh god, I just totally
Oh.
forgot to unmute my. I
you
just take
muted
the drink.
yourself too.
Oh
What do you
god,
think you're
yeah.
my for?
What?
This is the downside of having the button on your microphone. I didn't say much, to be honest. I left you talking about that, and I was just saying if Frontier is about to bring that in, I have a serious talk with them. Trust me.
yeah. I totally get you.
They can just ask me if they want to have stupid ideas.
Wait,
okay?
Chairs? What? Wait, huh?
Yeah, for the people that are actually running it.
Wait,
Yeah, exactly.
no, but wait, do we have those in game?
Yes, yes, we
Wait,
do.
Yeah, they're
What?
not custom made.
I never seen
They're
them.
part of the classic set, I think.
What?
yeah.
It's
I've
like,
been building
Yeah.
with the classic set for weeks.
wow.
What? That's awkward. Oh well, never mind.
No, that's actually awesome.
I'm really
Because I wouldn't do
surprised.
them myself.
Didn't Ivan Teresa also add this to this pool build that he built? I think I remember seeing them on that as well.
yeah.
But
God,
I thought
that
I think it
pool
was
really cool.
custom. I thought it was custom.
No, it's.
Yeah, it's
But now
not.
he
I
did-
see now.
Hey, lady, it's not custom.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
God.
Wait, what's
Yeah,
that?
they're fully recolored
Oh my
too,
god,
which
you're
is nice.
you're using so many pieces I've never used before. I've never seen. What?
Oh, that's clever.
Oh yeah, I
that's
just
cool.
started recently to use the enrichment items because most of them you can actually manipulate in a good way. So
Nice.
I was using them. I mean, it's always a bit tricky with the freaking landscaping because it always resets the landscaping, even though you click that freaking do not thing, but it still
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Because reasons I don't know, but yeah, it's still very cool though
Because
they,
it's Planet 2, you know. That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, well, never mind. Yeah, and now this is my favorite part though, because there's one thing. When we've been to Chiang Mai, we did one of these ZipLine adventures in Thailand, and it's so funny, like being from Germany, where everything is regulated in a way, and every freaking fence is standardized and whatever. It has a certain measurement, blah blah blah. And you come to these places, and it's like, oh yeah, that tower is up there, and you're looking up there. It's like, how am I supposed to go up there? Oh yeah, there's a
Yo.
stair. And you're looking. You mean these stones there, which I'm going to literally die if I go up there? No, it's gonna be fine. They don't really care about anything. It's like it's gonna be up there. So I was actually pretty happy because I could just build that stair how I wanted, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, you don't
because-
have to freaking add a bunch of different art pieces and the handrail has to be here. Nope. It's just if it's there, it's
Amazing.
there. Good luck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then mostly you have these guides that just jump up there as if it's the easiest thing in the world because they've done it like multiple times, and you're like, oh my god, you're like moving like an 80-year-old.
We probably do
Oh,
have
wow.
to add a little bit don't die fencing around the part
Yeah.
where the monorail goes through.
Oh yeah, I
Also-
didn't touch them on yet. We have to do that.
I think the whole zoo is
Huh?
not very ADA compliant, but that's also something that we're gonna have to discuss with Mike, I think, because his parts are the worst for disabled people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
not.
think you need to take a week off. Or 2 or 3.
I'm sure it's fine.
Maybe we could install some elevators or something. Could always
Yeah, we
see.
could do
Elevators
that.
always work,
Well,
yeah.
okay, so they're not gonna push a wheelchair through the freaking trail. They've got other ways to go. I've added a whole monorail system for them, so they're fine.
Yeah, but are
that's
they
true.
able to get onto the monorail?
Yeah, well, yes.
I think all the exit and entrance
Okay.
paths are staircases.
Not the exit ones. The exit ones are ramps. So.
Oh yeah,
That's
well, okay. So
That
okay.
that still doesn't.
I
Forget
still
about it.
feel sad for the person that
We'll
has to
figure it
push
out.
them, but okay.
It's fine. They're loading from the exit. They're fine.
Okay.
I mean, that is in real life often what happens. So
Yeah.
That's
especially.
true, yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Listen, if
That's-
Frontier cares about disabled people, they should have a disabled loading in their attractions and stuff like that. So there.
Yeah.
They should have
Yeah,
disabled
Or disabled
people.
people in the game at all,
Yeah.
because I've never seen them.
Honestly, this is something I plan to do also for this episode, but because of reasons, I didn't start with that. I wanted to do a wheelchair and a stroller again. I mean, I did them for the original Koali. I wanted to
Yeah.
do this as part of the dedication as well.
Uh-huh.
But it was a hard time figuring out. I found the bicycle that is in the game would work super well for the wheelchair. That works super well, but
Didn't you
yeah, no,
make one during the beta?
No.
Who did?
Oh, I
Did I?
really hope
I
somebody
feel
doesn't
someone
kerthunk
did.
into that to that palm tree.
Yeah, it's a little bit close.
Oh,
I gotta
God.
say, I didn't do this because I wanted. I did do this because of research. Holy crap! I researched a whole lot of zipline adventures in Bali and in
Sketchy
Indonesia in
areas.
Did you like do
Dude,
anything else? Like you
Sleep,
did
eat,
15
repeat?
hours
No.
of build and also did hours of research. Oh my goodness, Rudy.
Yeah.
You're nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. But the
No,
thing
no,
is,
no.
really, I did the research, and I can send you some images through. These things are nuts. Like, they are so close to the... If they put their arms off, they are chopped off, honestly. It's like, what the hell? And I was like, okay, so I like this with the palm tree. Let's do it.
Amazing.
But to
That's
be
funny.
fair, it's like you have a full width span of 2 meters. So it should be fine.
Yeah, guess so.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't have
really
experience with these
good.
things, so I'm sure you know it much better. as
Actually,
somebody who's
I just did
experienced
one. I just did one, as I said, and you actually, even though I like these things quite a lot, but you will put your arms to the rope that is holding
No
you
way.
because it's
it. No.
Oh, it's using that as the. Oh, that's really clever.
amazing.
yeah no I ended up using something else,
Oh.
but yeah I was just testing a few things here. I also made like a brake mechanism, so
Of course
these
you
as you
did.
can see.
Yeah, I
these
saw the little things you put on there,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
are like the yeah.
Yeah, and now
That's
this is
pretty
the,
cool.
the last part where I was figuring how the hell should I do this little zipline thing.
Attach some bikes to it.
Nah, that also didn't work. I ended up with something very obvious, but yeah, I don't know. And then this is that's my brain. It's like I saw the pieces. It's like,
You were just fed
trying
up
there.
with the rope. Just let's put some fruit down.
yeah, it's always the same. It's like, oh wait, I remember. I need them. Let's do it later. And so yeah, I ended up
This
with
is
these two
good.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually super versatile. So yeah. And then I just made this thing.
Just thinking about being in that contraption.
Oh, of course you use that thing.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
thing. That makes
duh.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
And so yeah,
Totally.
this is finally how I could use this thing. I thought about that, having these hanging down here, so they can use it for the people. But yeah, that's it. Time to
Woohoo.
That's really cool.
That's
Time to jump
awesome.
back in. So yeah, we are back, and yeah, we are now in the right. So first of all, did you like the zipline at all? First of
Yeah.
all, so
Yeah,
you
that's
like-
really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's just.
Also,
I
the
love
monorails
this.
going around here.
God, there's so
Yeah, I
much
love
space
that.
we need to fill in, guys.
Oh god, okay.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, yeah.
So yeah, to not keep it too long, I start over here. So I added this sign over here as well, and I put these signs, but I removed some. I removed some of the signs that lead to the very far away things, because like, how the hell would you know? Like there was also like the lemur house, but like,
Uh-huh.
oh god, no, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's to the left hand side. It's Koali Zip Experience. So let's take that very unsafe little staircase up here. So, there you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
And then we are up here, and so yeah, I think it kind of really translates the feeling that you have, with these things. You're up here,
I love
you always get fruits and
oranges
stuff.
and-
It's like, hey, have a good time, take a pina colada before you die. It's fine.
Are you trying to get Corrales back into the project by saying that, or?
yeah. Oh god, I know, I have to send that through them. But yeah, so you're standing here. See, there's the one unused zip thing up here. Where they have these things attached to them, and then yeah, this is one of the things ready. You can just, take this one, sit down, and then rush through this area, and I think the view is kind of it's so good.
Mhm.
It's so
Yeah.
good. I love it a lot.
So you have to simulate this flight for us, so
I'll do this later because we are still in Tejit Cam and I don't want to search another staff member. So we're gonna do this later.
So what
So
happens
what-
if you just walk forward now? You just don't jump down?
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't.
you
can't.
can't.
I think I can't. No, Tejit Cam
Oh,
just
okay.
doesn't do it. It's very child friendly here. It's good.
Yeah.
I love that you can see the tops of the temple too over there,
Yeah, it's so cool. There we go. It's like peeking through.
Oh, yeah, I
and
love
also the
that.
rest.
and also all of our various things.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, this is cool.
So-
So how does the curve actually work
but yeah,
on
let's
that sort of
quickly-
middle building? Like you sort of curve
Sorry?
around for a second. How does that work for one of these things? Because I actually don't know much about these, but you have to somehow change direction, right?
Yeah, it works. This is where while this thing in the middle is, it breaks you down a little bit. And I need to add some little bits and pieces here. So what they do is basically they have a rope attached to it that kind of drags it to one of the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other rope kind of drags it into the other direction. So it kind of creates a little curve in there. And these zipline things do work. The only thing you have to pay attention to is that this curve is maybe not too tight, so you know that it would swing too much, but it's all fine. It's,
Oh, that's cool.
it does work. So actually, some of them are really like zigzag. It's really cool. Like they're really going zigzag through the mountains. Really cool.
Maybe we could do
So,
an
yeah.
advanced one way at the top of the zoo. Do one that swings
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, like just from here to all the entrance. God. So this is how you get the disabled people back. Okay, I gotcha. Oh man. So yeah, the telescope has another use over here. I mean, holy crap, how not have one up here, right?
Yeah.
You definitely gotta need one. And you can just go and have a look into these areas. So yeah. Actually, I have to say the draw distance in Planet Zoo is absolutely amazing. It's like when you zoom all the way and you can see all the people really nicely detailed. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's take the road back down and just go quickly to there. It feels very safe down here. So, oh lord. God, Mike, you just built that all with the 3 meters. I hate you for that. It's insane.
insane,
3
yeah.
meters and 2 meters.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
incredible.
quickly take a shortcut here. So that is the entrance here. There's a sign missing, but this is kind of the exit way, obviously. So you would go then in here, and then
I
to
also
the
love how you
right-hand
took
side-
the extra effort of building underneath the concrete walkway that was already here instead of taking the easy way and just building around it. Nope. Just had to build this tunnel into it.
I would love to say I did this totally intentional, but the game just didn't let me connect anything down here. So.
Oh, I can
gotcha,
imagine.
gotcha.
I had to fight with the path system for this
Yeah.
whole area for quite a while.
So yeah, I did it in here, but to be honest, I still need to figure out how to make this path over here be somehow nice, because again, with that bridge from the monorail, didn't do that yet. But yeah, you have the connection down here. It's kind of a similar design. No fruits for you here, not yet in there, but some of the stuff is there, and then you have this braking mechanism up here, so you don't die
Nice.
when you come in, and then you have these brake things here, and a first braking system goes here. But yeah, you can
Wow.
see this is not as tight as it seemed in time lapse.
Okay.
Well, it
actually
still
okay.
looks tight.
Still might lose a leg, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe just a hand or a finger. That's okay.
But it's
But
really
yeah.
beautiful. Really, really, really cool.
It was really cool.
I'm really
um,
getting a little bit of the aquarium vibes you did in Koali Beach.
Oh God.
Like that was
seriously?
just that was just like something just completely different, and I don't know, it's just really
Yeah.
cool. I love it.
Ah,
It's
cool.
so
That's really good.
you. It's so you.
It's so me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't see it coming either.
No, it's I was actually just waiting, like, when will Rudy make like something that is totally not in the game, and like it's just cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. This is it. A totally not functional, absolutely not usable, just cosmetic zipline that took me 6 hours.
Incredible. But I
But I
really
like it.
love it.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's really
So
cool.
here, get your flight now. So I'm gonna take it.
Ah.
Oh God. Oh God. I just
10
oh
out
God,
of 10, I would never in my life
That would be
do
really
this.
cool.
Oh, I
So
would
come here.
love to
Can we
write
just do the
this.
swing?
No.
Woo! Oh God. Yeah, just swinging a little bit.
Oh, watch
keep
your
hands and arms
hand.
inside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
So let's go. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Well done,
Could have gone a
Rudy.
little quicker. No, well, that's it. So yeah, let's have a last overview of the things. Yeah, this is the Zipline Adventure, and yeah, I did a lot of foliage work here. But well, only for the things I needed. You
I
still
see
might
that. I
have to do
see
the waterfall
islands of
edge.
foliage there. Oh, I didn't even realize that's gonna go over the waterfalls. That's gonna be really cool.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, this is it, and then yeah, we have this new area next to a micro house, which carries the idea forward.
Really like that area.
And yeah, we have the entrance. Here you can see it from above. I think that gives you a bit of a better overview how it looks.
Really
That's
nice.
all the greenery stuff in the water, and yeah, still Ricey is
Pretty
there.
cool.
Very cool, man.
But yeah, keep it to this view, and yeah, let's wrap it up slowly.
Here,
Cool.
turn the camera to the left.
Oh, slowly,
showing off
it's almost
something that
50
shouldn't
minutes,
be- there you go.
camel.
Perfect.
Let's wrap it up slowly in a half an hour or so.
How long is it though?
50 minutes almost.
Oh god. Yeah,
Well, that's what happens when you have 2 time lapses and 2 tours.
Don't worry, guys.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys. My videos will be just a speed build, maybe some cinematics, or just a very short walk around. Nothing long.
No, I thought you were going to do the outside of the panda house. I thought you were going to do a whole new red panda house. And what else? were you
Yeah,
gonna
but
do?
if anything, I will just keep it to one speed build. And
Okay, sounds good.
probably some cinematics.
So okay. Anything
Cool.
else to say, huh?
No. I hope to see you all next week, huh?
Oh, one last thing I want to address. Last episode, I saw some comments about like, oh, there's some bad vibes going on between you guys. Actually, I want to know how the hell that happened, because if anything, it's just ridiculously funny. And now as we
Yeah, I'm
started
really
to-
surprised.
I just wanted to quickly address that because I found this very important. Because like, obviously, after having a start where we need to get used to Mike.
Yeah.
And we still didn't kill him, so everything's
Not yet.
fine.
Well, you, Soph and I never said we would, but
That was just funny.
it just
Well,
hurt
maybe
him,
people,
chop off
people
an arm or
took it
something.
literally.
Slow him down a little bit.
Yeah. But
No,
now we have
but
the zipline,
honestly-
so we can put Mike as the first attendance or test dummy to the zipline adventure, and see if the tree is a good positioning.
Well, you'll hear it before you see it.
You're sentenced to
yeah.
death by zipline.
God no, it's like 10 dumb ways to die. 1 to 9 is death by zipline. Oh God. So yeah, I think one thing that I heard out of the last few seconds, lady, it's your turn next time. Is that correct?
Yay.
Cool.
I'm gonna try to do more than only finish the red panda and the giant panda. So I also want to try to do a little bit of filling, one way or another.
I thought you wanted to say you want to do more than I did. I appreciate
I'm
that.
I'm not gonna build for 15 hours and do hours of research. No, I don't have time for that. You know, I also have my other projects. I need to divide my time in a good
Yeah,
way.
well, guys out there from my channel, this is the reason why you have had no other content this week.
Kind of, yeah.
Makes
Koali
sense.
does
Worth
eat
it.
Oh God, no, it's yeah. I hope you guys like it, and I hope it's not too much that you want to rip apart.
I
because
love
took
it. I
hours.
love it. It really nice.
No, it's I wouldn't even care. It was such a good time building it, and especially the entrance. I was fearing a lot because I didn't know if you guys had an idea of what you want to do, and these kind of things. So
I may
Not
still
me.
tweak a little bit in the entrance area because
feel free. Yeah.
I think that lagoon especially is just not being utilized at all anymore.
Yeah, I feel
That's
you.
very fair.
It's again.
Shall we talk
I
about
had,
that
like,
off camera?
Yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely.
Okay.
Maybe
I think Lady wants to
after
end it,
50
okay?
minutes.
I'll cut it down a bit. I'll cut it
okay.
down a bit
Cool.
to 49. So
Exactly. That's where it ends up. 47 minutes.
it will. Okay, guys. Thank you for being here. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, feel good, everyone. Have a good time, and see you next week on Lady's channel.
All right.
Until then, Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.